What do y'all want to talk about? Y'all fire away. Kurt and Herman, they moved around pretty good. They're not 100%, but they moved around out there. Downsy moved around out there pretty good. Brennan Downs, he's moving at a faster pace than we expected. Pig moved around pretty good. He's still not quite there, but you know, there's a lot of progression in all those areas.
Is Downs any kind of realistic this week?
You know, before today, I would have said no way. Is there a chance he could get 10 snaps? Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Stay today. I don't know what else to do. Stay today. Yeah, he's questionable. You know, what we can't do is have a setback, but we got to practice. That's the challenge. They say, well, don't practice. They'll be ready. No, they won't. I mean, it's hard to play well when you don't practice.
Derek, what you talked about yesterday about playing fast, where does the running game fit into that?
Same. I mean, that tempo.
Is important, or?
No. I think that's part of the offense, and you know, I think it's important these backs hit the holes fast, because if you dance around on these guys, it's -2. So any hesitation at running back, it's -2. The D-line and linebackers are too good. You got to hit the hole, make a decision, and hit it fast.
How much do you sense this game maybe being kind of a battle to control the tempo? Florida leads the conference, I think, in time of possession.
Yeah. Well, they're going to want it slow, and we're going to want it fast. I mean, it's no different than it was last week. And in the first half, you know, Texas A&M did a good job. In the second half, Florida annihilated them. You know, so one of the keys is you get first downs. I mean, if you go 3 and out, and that's what happened in the second half. Florida's defense, I think the first 4 possessions of the second half, it was 3 and out. Well, that's hard. You ain't gonna control the tempo when that happens. You got to get the ball moving.
Christian Harris, you didn't touch on him.
Yeah, he's activated too.
Right.
So he was moving around. Good. If he's not back this week, he should be for next week.
Yeah, a lot of the receivers have talked about pretty openly saying they view Tyler as the best quarterback in the country, and then Tyler's demeanor never seems to change. I mean, do you appreciate that he seems to handle that?
Yeah, I hope, but you know, he's got 10 games to go prove that. You can't prove that in 2 games. So I've said it all along. It's a body of work over time, and he knows that. And this is game 3, so that question will be answered at the end of the season. Do I think I wouldn't trade him. You know, I wouldn't trade him. Playing good. He's got a good demeanor. There's going to be some games where he struggles. Every quarterback goes through it. And you know what I'm interested in is when he hits that little piece, how does he handle that?
He said he expects a lot of blitzing this weekend, but is he well suited for that? Does he have a particularly quick release or something?
Yeah, he's got good pocket awareness. He knows, you know, when the blitzes are coming and moves away from them pretty good. There was one in the game where, you know, they brought the corner and we didn't block him. We made the protection, and he kind of moved away and hit the check down. Hit the guy that was supposed to block him. So he's got good feel back there.
From this week, a year ago to this week,
well, it's a great question. You know, it's a great question. I mean, last year this time we were 2-0. We were feeling good. We were chunking the ball around the park. Thought we were pretty good, and went down there and got our tails whipped. It's a great question. We'll answer it after the game.
Speaking last week and generally about streaks, you say you don't try to mention those to your team, good or bad. Is that still the approach you're taking this week in terms of?
I mean, we lost. You know, those things don't matter unless you talk about it and you make it matter. They don't. What matters is what team's going to show up and play for 60 minutes in the best possible manner. That's all that matters. The streak has nothing to do with it, unless you think it does. If you think it does, then it does. You know, it's like who was it? Nuke Lelouch?
Yeah.
I mean, if he thinks he's pitching good because he's wearing the garter, he is pitching good because he's wearing the garter.
Did you get the sense in the past that some of these guys maybe did think about it too?
No, I got the sense we got our butts whipped, not because of the streak.
You guys have hit the quarterback, two weeks in a row, these first 2 games, but how much of that has been from your front four? You guys find yourself having to blitz maybe more than you would like? I know Sal likes to blitz, but are you guys?
No, we're getting some good pressure with the front four, but you know, it's a little bit like everything. There's times when you go great job, and then there's times where we screw up the game or we lose our pass rush lane. So it's work in progress, but I think it's much improved from a year ago.
Can you talk about the depth up there too, and how it's
Yeah.
the pressure's there late in games?
Yeah, well, guys like Corey Miller, Folksy, and we're a little deeper than we've been, and so you can keep some fresh legs out there. But this game's going to be a little different. We got to keep that quarterback in the pocket because he runs well, and they're going to be headbutting us running the ball. So.
You talked about Daniel McCullers was suited for this upcoming game. A.J. Johnson talked about he's kind of suited for this game. Do you feel like your roster right now is more suited than ever to play in this kind of an SEC?
It's more suited than we were the last 2 years. Now, whether we'll be any better, we'll see. I just say more suited because we got more guys and they're bigger. But doesn't mean we're going to play better.
Well, Pig be kind of a game-time decision.
Yeah.
How he looks pre-game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going back to McCullers, I mean, he probably wanted to play a lot more than he has the last 2 weeks. Has that frustrated him at all, or is he kind of...
No, he's been good. I think he played a lot the first game. What did he have?
He said he had 20.
Yeah, 20-something snaps. It's pretty good. Last game, I mean, they were just in sub the whole game. He's not going to wow you with his space play. I don't know what...
Could he improve in that area and become
Yeah, but he's
career?
360 pounds. I mean, could you improve in the weight room, bench pressing? How much? You know what I mean?
Do you want him to be the kind of guy who could eventually be a every down player?
Sure. But it's not a bad thing to have a role. It's just like y'all peppering me about Eric Gordon. It's a nickel. And he's good at it. I mean, this guy's a nose, and he's good at it. Let him be a nose. Why don't we just embrace that? Why do we have to beat him up for not being a 3 technique who can do all these fancy moves? Embrace what he is. And there's good in everybody, and let's embrace that. Don't beat him up for what they can't do.
Does Cinnamore have a little more versatility in that regard?
Yeah, he's a little more in-between guy. So he's got an ability to hold up in base, and he's got some good quick twitch to do well in sub. So it's no different than offense. You got big power backs, you got little backs, you got big tall receivers, you got little quick guys. I mean, beat up the little quick guy because he can't jump up and eat peanuts off the corner's head. You beat up the tall guy because he can't be shaky in the slot. I mean, let's just embrace what they do, and that's what our job is as coaches, try to put them in a position to have success.
Is it tough as a coach for when guys maybe want to do different things and you have to kind of convince them about their roles?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Convincing them what their value is on the team, and that doesn't mean they don't work on improving in those other areas, because everybody wants to be a complete player. But embracing your role and embracing your value and doing what you can to help the team win that's what makes a good team.
Can you evaluate yet whether your defensive personnel is better off for the head-butting kind of game or the spread kind of game?
That question will be answered in the next 6 weeks. 6, 7, 8 weeks probably, because we play them all, and we play some good ones at both.
How much confidence do you draw in wide receivers when they draw pass interference penalties? Because last year you drew, I want to say 6, and there's some that they didn't call. Is that still a win on that play?
Yeah, but I think sometimes it means we're not doing a good job of getting separation, and we get lucky. So I'd rather us separate where they can't interfere.
How much more physical are DBs in this league than the non-league games, you think?
I don't know if it's about physicality. Those guys at NC State were physical players, those safeties, but it's style, philosophy on what they play. Are they hands-on, deny the ball, or are they more zone, read the quarterback? This team's more hands-on, deny the ball.
Trying to spread the ball around with all the weapons that you have when Tyler's playing at this elite level, and is it easier to kind of keep guys happy in that situation because something's going to come eventually?
Well, I hope they're happy if our unit's having success and our team's having success, and that's not to be neglect the obvious. Everybody wants the ball, but we got a pretty good team dynamic. So I mean, there's not a lot of self-absorbed issues going on right now when you're not getting the ball. But we want to get it to the guys who've earned the right to get it. And the more they make plays when we try to, the more they've earned that right.
This is Derek Brodus' first game, that he'll go into it days in advance that he's going to be the #1 kicker. And
Correct.
The difference in him.
Well, he made his field goals today, so he looked the same.
Not nervous?
He probably is. He was probably nervous, the other 2 games, but I don't know. We'll see.
What's realistic for Big this week? Do you think you can probably play this?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, we're going to just see it. He started practicing today. This was his first real day of practice. So realistically, I wouldn't draft him in my fantasy draft. Is that what if that's what you're asking? You know.
Anything else, guys?
All right, man.